What's going on, everybody? Today's a very interesting day on the crypto mining related side of things. We have Bitcoin down right now as of this upload. We have some Bitcoin miners breaking new highs. In this video, I'm going to talk about a couple of miners. I just made a purchase on one of them, mainly just for me to keep a closer eye on it. We'll talk about that. I also have some news I want to talk about. So if you guys get something useful out of this video, you know what to do, and let's get started. And first off, we have this article going over how redemptions are going to work for these spot Bitcoin ETFs. And BlackRock has now agreed to offer cash redemptions on its potential Bitcoin ETF. And to quote the Bloomberg Intelligent ETF analyst Eric Balchunas, the move is all about getting ducks in a row before the holidays. That's basically a wrap. The debate is over. In kind will have to wait. So basically what this means for the Bitcoin spot ETF, for BlackRock at least, is that new shares will be created only with cash at first. But regardless of the way they initially redeem the shares, these new shares overall will lead to Bitcoin purchases. And the SEC wanted it this way, so that basically only the issuers will handle the Bitcoin. And this avoids having unregistered broker subsidiaries handling the Bitcoin themselves. And the SEC's main goal for this supposedly is to take away tax efficiency. But in the end, this is a positive direction. This is another step to getting these spot Bitcoin ETFs approved, which is overall a positive thing for Bitcoin, for crypto. Valkyrie also is releasing a spot Bitcoin ETF, and they agreed to the same thing. So it seems like all these spot Bitcoin ETF applicants are going to have to agree to these terms. And this is another step to getting these spot Bitcoin ETFs approved. They're actually talking to the SEC instead of getting flat out denied like they were previously. We also have Marathon or Mara stock buying $179 million worth of mining sites. And this purchase is supposed to reduce the cost of their Bitcoin mining by about 30%. Now, I'm not currently in Marathon. I think a lot of the smaller miners have a larger potential upside. But if you're simply trying to get some exposure to the crypto mining space, I do think Riot and Mara are some decent choices. They are definitely lower risk than some of the smaller Bitcoin miners. However, I do think there's less reward there. Now, I want to talk about a miner that I see huge potential upside from, and it has been creating new recent highs lately. And ever since the beginning of December, Sphere 3D or ANY stock has been going on a tear. And from the beginning of December till now, we're up over 200% on this one. I did recently add a little bit of Sphere 3D. I could have been patient, but I did start a small position, and I'm going to keep adding over the next couple weeks and slowly building this one out. And we are approaching that 200 MA now. I really want to see how this performs there. We could trade above it for a few days to get rejected once more, or this could be our final breakout over the 200 MA before we see a golden cross. But you can tell that since the beginning of December, Sphere 3D has been seeing huge increase in volume, and this is the type of stock that can run up 20 to 50% in a single day, and it has a couple weeks ago. I do think there are going to be a lot more days like that, and I did want to add a little bit of exposure to this very risky miner. There's a micro cap. It's literally in the like $30 million range compared to other miners that are in the hundreds of millions to billions of dollars. I think this has a huge amount of upside potential, especially when the bull market really starts getting rolling. Admittedly, now might not be the best day to buy. It is up 16% today. And it's kind of funny that some of these miners are up so much when Bitcoin is actually down today. I think Wall Street is scrambling to find some good places to put their money in anticipation of the halving. And I do expect these miners to continue to appreciate in price. And I do think Sphere 3D will play out to be a really good play here in the bull run. But keep in mind, it is one of the highest risk of all the miners. Looking at Mara, it just broke yearly highs. We did see a little gap here on the pre-market. We may come back towards 20 and bounce off of it. And this is one thing I'm watching for a potential swing trade here. We can pull back, bounce off our previous resistance, and it could be a potential good entry for a nice swing trade. One thing to realize is we are a bit overbought on the chart. I wouldn't be surprised to see us fill this gap here. Maybe if Bitcoin starts pulling back even more, giving us a great opportunity to buy stocks like Mara, to buy stocks like CleanSpark. One thing that's huge here is Mara just saw a golden cross. This could be the last cross we see until the end of the bull market. As for Bitcoin, I'm watching this trend line. I do think when this breaks, we will probably come down and test 40,000. I could always be wrong and we actually see a bounce here on this trend line. We definitely have room on the RSI to run now, ever since we've been consolidating here. But I think this recent consolidation is healthy. We're getting closer towards our EMAs, towards our moving averages as well. That RSI got a chance to reset, so now a breakout can give us a further move to the upside. And I do think times like these, when we're just trading sideways, when that RSI is resetting, is a great time to DCA, to just add some Bitcoin And overall, despite if we pull back to 40,000, I do expect Bitcoin to be much higher over the next coming months. So any pullback, any sideways action to me is a buying opportunity. And overall, Bitcoin is continuing its beautiful uptrend ever since the beginning of this year. And we are now only 4 months away from the halving. I do expect Bitcoin to be much higher in price, maybe even pushing all-time highs by then. So I definitely think now is a great time to continue to add. Things are going to continue to be exciting for Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. And I do think days like this where Bitcoin's down, some Bitcoin miners are up while others are down, these are great opportunities to buy some of the miners that are down and take advantage of the discrepancies in the market. But let me know what you guys are buying out there. We definitely have an interesting day with some Bitcoin miners up in the teens. Some are actually down today, but let me know down below what you guys are taking advantage of. Let me know what you think about this spot Bitcoin ETF news and this Mara news. Let me know if you want me to cover Mara more in the future. Thanks as always for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.